Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free. Last year, the spark of the Great Revival was ignited. This 2026, the spark becomes a wildfire. Witness a bigger tour of Luzon 2026. 5 regions, 13 provinces, 14 grueling stages, local and international teams, 1 legendary title. Every pedal, every climb, straight to your screens. Catch the Tour of Luzon 2026 from April 29 to May 13 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments.
Mula pa rin po dito sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium, atid namin ang pagpapatuloy ng Season 50 PBA Commissioner's Cup. We are in the elimination round, pero papunta na tayo sa dulo ng eliminations. Kaya naman painit ng painit ang aksyon, and we're happy to bring this to you on RPTV. Bakbakang Magnolia versus Rain or Shine. Magkaiba ang pinanggagalingan netong dalawang kupunan na to. Ang Magnolia, after losing their first 3 games of the conference, they have won 4 of their last 5. Behind Clint Chapman, nahanap na nila yung kanilang reinforcement na kailangan para matulungan si Xavier Lucero and the rest of the Hotshots in trying to chase a playoff seat. Ito namang Rain or Shine. Pagkatapos ng resulta ng ating first game, aba, clinch na of a quarterfinal slot etong Elasto Painters, but they want to stamp their mark. At gusto rin nila mabawi because in their last game, they suffered their first loss of the entire tournament. Rise or respond? Yan ang tema ng ating laro ngayon. Muli po, maraming salamat sa pagsama sa amin dito sa RPTV. Got Jot Sulit together with Nadine Quinito Henson. Nadine, we got a good one in our hands.
I think so. Magnolia at Rain or Shine, both of them are gearing up for the quarterfinals. At Magnolia, as you mentioned, they've won 4 of their last 5. Their record is 4-4, but they have a very good chance of making it even to the top 4 because of their sterling record, and also they have rediscovered yung kanilang character, yung defensive character nila. Makikita po natin ang ating team standings, and you see Magnolia over in the middle of the pack at 4-4, but they've got 4 more games to go, including this one. At Rain or Shine, sitting comfortably at number 1, 7-1 ang record nila. They won their first 7, but sabi mga Jot, no, natalo sila in their last game by 3 points. And talking about character building, itong Magnolia, they certainly have found their character as a defensive team. In their 4 wins, they've held their opponents to only 93 points. But in their 4 losses, opponents have averaged 100. And that is the big difference when Magnolia wins and when Magnolia loses.
So magiging maganda ngayon yung tapatan nitong dalawang teams na to.
Sobra. Not only that, Jot, Magnolia happens to be the number 1 team sa liga natin in defense. At ang Rain or Shine is number 1 in offense.
And yung depensa ng Magnolia, that was on display in their game against Converge.
Not only yung defense nila, they did hold Converge to 94 points, but their offense was also humming. All 12 players who suited up in that contest for Magnolia scored, but there were some downside statistics that we need to point out. First of all, they lost the battle of turnovers. they also lost the battle of turnover points. And I also thought that their good point was the fact that they got that ball moving. Sa assist nila, they were plus 10 in that department. Baroka at saka Lee had 13 assists together.
Nag-iba na talaga yung role ng dalawang yun. But it is because of the entry of younger guys, young and capable, future, maybe even present stars of the PBA. One of them is this guy, Xavier Lucero, who can do it all para sa Magnolia.
Believe it or not, Xavier Lucero is averaging more minutes than Chapman. He's averaging 35 minutes. Chapman is averaging 32. He's playing like an import. And, you know, his averages are super. 16.6 points a game, 8.6 rebounds. Ito naman ang ginawa niya in that game against Converge. Xavier Lucero was best player of that contest. And man, this guy can dominate the game. And plus, he's got a perfect import to complement his action.
Parang bagay na bagay yung laro niya in the Commissioner's Cup kung saan matangkad yung mga imports because very versatile etong si Lucero. Now tawid tayo sa Rain or Shine. Rain or Shine had an incredible start to the Commissioner's Cup, won their first 7 games, pero finally suffered their first loss against Phoenix.
Well, that was incredible. First of all, Rain or Shine was up 18 points in that contest. Natalo sila sa dulo. Jalen Johnson, he had 5 personal fouls in the 4th period. The period where he did not score, where he went 0 out of 7. At makikita natin, some of the glaring points there was that Phoenix had more assists than Rain or Shine. Remember, Rain or Shine is #1 sa liga natin in assists. And, you know, they had a difficult time getting the rebounds. They had a difficult time also running the break. And also their bench did not produce as usual.
Alam mo, yung isang nag-produce para sa Rain or Shine din, their young star as well who's become the face of this franchise. Etong si Nox, Adrian Nocum. And he has really put on a show para sa Rain or Shine. Has grown his fan base as well. Dahil exciting talaga ang basketball ni Nox.
He's the latest Skywalker of the PBA. At si Nocum had 20 points in that loss to Phoenix. He was a bright spot for Rain or Shine because 6 players from Rain or Shine, excluding Nocum, actually shot only 19% from the floor. And we have to include Johnson as part of those 6 guys, including Caracol, including Kalen Johnson, including Malonzo. So a lot of usual big scorers for Rain or Shine did not come up to par in that loss to Phoenix.
Let's talk more about these 2 teams. Let's bring in Miss Eileen Shi.
Justin Dean, pagkatapos ng kanilang unang pagkatalo, scoring or shooting just 30% from the field, Coach Yang Yao was firm in saying that wala daw silang ibang masisisi because the shots they took were good and open. These are the shots that they usually take. They were just missing it point blank. Now, more than the uncharacteristic shooting night, what was more frustrating for Coach Yang was the 11 turnovers. Dahil dagdag ni Coach Yang, we are always fast but efficient. Buti na lang daw, nakapondo na sila ng panalo. Kaya naman, in an effort to bounce back, ang sigaw ni Coach Yang, we need to play with more pace today. Hindi sapat ang 83 points. Kailangan at least 100 daw para maging good game. And against Magnolia, he believes that Rain or Shine is the better defensive team. So the challenge is to show that today, even in the absence of Felix Limeti, who is out due to a knee sprain. Now, let's head on over to the Coliseum announcer to meet our starting lineup.
And from Rojas City at forward, number 44, Christian Manaytay. Head coach of Rain or Shine is Yang Yao. Game officials are Peter Balaw, Bing Oliva,
The whistleblowers
James Paez,
for
and
this
John
game, we got Peter
This
Balaw
game
as
is
your
under
crew
the
chief,
supervision
joined by
and
Bing Oliva,
regulation of the game
James
settings
Paez,
is
and
full.
Janken Ostero. Para naman sa Magnolia at Rain or Shine. No natural point guard para sa Rain or Shine to start this game. Mamuyak in the bib will be teaming up in the backcourt. Baroka gets the nod with Lastimosa. So magiging interesting etong backcourt bakbakan to open this game up. Just to harp on Eileen's report earlier, Rain or Shine wants to get back to scoring in the hundreds. They've only missed out on hitting the century mark once this conference, and that was their loss in their last game against Phoenix.
Swak na swak yung report ni Eileen because looking at our stats, Rain or Shine sa kanilang 7 wins, they averaged 121 points. In their only loss, they shot only 83 points. Kanya-anak ng diferensya. If they score over 100, likelihood is sila mananalo. If they score less than 100, that means the other team is playing better defense, and that's going to be a headache para sa Rain or Shine.
Well, let's head straight to our Dean's List para sa Rain or Shine.
Okay, for Rain and Shine, una-una, they need to pressure Magnolia into turnovers. That's because Rain and Shine happens to be number 1 in turnover points, number 1 in opponents' turnovers, number 1 in fast break points. Pangalawa, they need to challenge, or rather, they need to make an impact off the bench. Remember, in that loss to Phoenix, their bench was minus 13, and yet they happen to be number 1 sa liga natin in terms of bench points. They're averaging 56.1 points. And finally, don't rely on deep shots. They're taking about 43% from the outside, from 3 and 4, which is the reason why they're only number 10 in field goal percentage. They're shooting only 42.3%. So bring the ball closer to the basket where they can have high percentage shots.
Ito si De La Rosa din, kahit may black eye na, hindi pa rin tumipigil sa pakikipagbanggaan sa ilalim. He's wearing that like a badge of honor.
And Mark Baroka bringing down the ball, and we have to say, happy birthday! My Baroka is turning, or he has turned 40 years old today.
Wow! And still moving and playing the way he does, no? Ibang klase talaga ito si Baroka. But it's Chapman who puts Magnolia up by 4 points. Here's Rain or Shine now.
Well, nakita natin si Chapman defended by Johnson. I think Magnolia is going to put a lot of pressure on the defense ni JJ because nakita nila in that game against Phoenix, Johnson was hobbled by foul trouble. One big reason kung bakit natalo ang Rain or Shine.
Here is Magnolia. Ooh, offensive foul ang itatawag dito sa import na Magnolia. And that gives us a chance to run through the Dean's List para sa
Well,
Hotshots.
for Magnolia, una-una, they need to restrict the ball movement on Rain or Shine. Force him to play one-on-one. Rain or Shine happens to be number 1 in assists. So, liga natin at 27.1. They need to challenge JJ's defense. Kasasabi lang natin yan. They need to put him into early foul trouble. Eliminate him from being active on the floor. Talk about activity. Good defense that time on Johnson. Let's see what he can do against Chapman. That move inside. Oh. And finally, it's important for Magnolia to rebound by committee. Believe it or not, they are last place in rebounds sa liga natin. Last place in second chance points. They need to be able to help out Ian Sangalang, Xavier Lucero, and Chapman on the rebounding end.
Ito si Lucero out to Chapman. Shot from the outside, no good. Double foul itatawag kay De La Rosa at Clarito.
You notice in that sequence, the man trying to get the offensive rebound for Magnolia was De La Rosa. He's known for his rebounding, but he's an undersized rebounder. And wala naman nag-box out doon. He was called for a foul as well as Rain or Shine called also for a foul and a double foul.
Ito ngayon ang Rain or Shine. To your point, Tina, they've been trying to activate Johnson. Ayan, nabigay ulit sa kanya yung bola. They want to give their import his confidence back.
And that time inside 2 points. You know, Johnson strokes 44.4% from the three-point line. But he shoots a better average from the 2-point distance at 51.4. So what does that tell you? Don't rely on those deep shots. Try to get the ball closer to the basket where you can get a better shot. You don't ginawa ni Johnson in that last play.
That's 2 baskets in the paint from Jalen Johnson. But Lucero, na-foul naman ni Manaytay on the other side.
It's interesting that sa mga matchups, you see Johnson matched up against Chapman and not matched up against Lucero. I was actually expecting Johnson to play Lucero, but I think Coach Yang Giao realizing that you know, that might put a lot of problems defensively for Johnson, especially about trouble. So that's why Manaytay is on the floor.
Usually sa fourth quarter na natin nakikita yung import versus import matchup. Mamuya, the outside, no good. Chapman, rebound number 1 para sa kanya. Here's Baroka again. Birthday boy Baroka. His pass off the foot. Kickball tatawag si Rain or Shine.
You also notice that Magnolia likes to slow down the game. They like to keep it low scoring because that's how they win games. by playing good defense. And that's an outside shot coming from Lastimosa. One of 3 players who were averaging at least 30 minutes for Magnolia outside of Chapman at si Lucero.
Oh, that was a good move from Clarito. Ang sinasabi ni Lucero, hinanap daw siya. That it was Clarito who initiated the contact, but the foul had been whistled. And now we get to take a look at the 3-point shot mula kay Jerome Lastimosa. 3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
First 3-point connection of the game. At si Clarito, napasapit na si Lucero that time. And guys from Rain or Shine, they're going to try to isolate Lucero on a one-on-one situation and then challenge his defense. Put him into early foul trouble because he is such a gem for Magnolia.
Ang daming kayang gawin. You can put him, you can give him different roles, put him in different positions, and he'll be able to help your team.
You know, he can break down the ball as what he's doing now. So pwede siya maging point guard, pwede siya maging facilitator, pero he's an excellent roller on the pick and roll. Hindi lang siya nakakuha ng pasa
Yung isa
in that
pang
situation.
importante kay Xavier Dean, he can be an on-ball defender as well as a help defender.
Exactly. He can play several roles for this team.
Johnson, now it's Mamuya. Gustong iwanan si Baroka. Mamu gets it as he finishes through the foul.
Very aggressive on Rain or Shine. But I'm sure what's in the back of the mind of Coach Yang Giao. Okay, be aggressive at the start, but you have to continue your aggressiveness hanggang dulo. Kasi anong nangyari sa Phoenix, they were up 18, talo sila by 4.
And that might have been a foul on Chapman. So that's going to be foul number 2 on the Rain or Shine import. Pero Coach L.A. Tenorio decides na iiwan niya muna yung kanyang reinforcement on the floor.
Yung first foul ni Chapman was an offensive foul, but that time it was a defensive foul. Ito, yung half-court set ng Magnolia. Ito magandang panurin. They are last place in fast break points. They don't really run the floor, but they are excellent in terms of executing their half-court offense.
Purposeful yung mga atake nitong Magnolia. And I think that's what you get kung yung head coach mo is a tremendous point guard in L.A. Tenorio.
Exactly. And that time, pick and roll, nakakuha ng bola si Lucero. He actually missed the first shot, but he was there for the offensive rebound. And Tenorio also picking up a page from Coach Tim Cone's playbook, and he was an assistant coach at Ginebra for many years, as well as a player. By the way, he's still an active player with Magnolia. He's not suited up, however, for this game. He plays a short rotation like Ginebra.
I have a feeling, Dean, na under the coaching suit of L.A. Tenorio, meron pa ring jersey dyan, just in case kailangan.
You know, I wouldn't doubt it. We saw last conference that Tenorio suited up for Magnolia, so yeah, he could.
Well, that's a miss from Johnson. Chapman ang pumulo.
Again, Baroka, hindi sila nagmamadali. They're gonna wait for Chapman. And there he is with a three-pointer. Hindi lang pumasok.
That's the second miss from deep. Mula kay Chapman. The rookie, David, saw the space. Doesn't go. The pace of this first quarter so far, it seems to be something to Magnolia's favor.
I think so, because they're slowing it down. And you know that Rain or Shine likes to run up and down.
Wala pa masyadong running opportunities itong Elasto Painters. Chapman.
Yeah, that's a nice shot coming from Chapman. On the side, using the board. High percentage shot para sa kanya.
Manayta ay gusto bigay sa import nila. Lucero, stuck on Johnson. The skip to David. That's an air ball. But last touch on Lucero though.
Second straight miss from the three-point distance for Josh David. Ito nasusubukan ng Rain or Shine because they now are playing deliberate half-court basketball because hindi gumagana ang kanilang transition. They're not getting the turnovers off Magnolia. They're not getting quick rebounds and quick outlets.
Manaytay, good footwork on Sanggalang. It doesn't go though. Tapik ni Johnson straight out of bounds. Magnolia basketball. And that will lead us to our first timeout of this game. Magnolia up by 3, 11-8 with 6:22 left. This timeout is brought to you by Solaire Online. Play the game your way on Solaire Online Sportsbook.
To get flow. Hey, we need to move the ball to get flow. No over dribbling, okay? Sometimes when you cross the half-court line, okay, we have an extra 1 or 2 dribble. That's not necessary. Move the ball while we're spaced out and then we can go attack going downhill. Agahan nyo yung pasahan, okay? You have to keep the ball moving early.
Let's talk about Jalen Johnson. Ang ganda ng pinakita niya in that 7-game win streak. However, it changed in that game against Phoenix.
That's a conference low para sa kanya. Only 12 points. At nabanggit natin kanina, he was 0 out of 7 from the floor in the 4th period. He did not score in the entire last 12 minutes.
We don't like it when Jalen Johnson doesn't score because we don't see the dance moves. What about you, Eileen?
Justin Dean, miss ko na rin ang kanyang dance moves dahil kilala natin si Jalen Johnson as this solid import that complements the locals of Rain or Shine very well. Pero sabi nyo nga sa kanilang huling laro, kitang-kita na inaro ng Fuel Masters ang galawan ni JJ, even limiting him to just shooting 20% from the field. Ika nga ni JJ, shooting like that is an adversity. He is disappointed in himself because he felt like he was thinking too much, playing too fast na naging iffy na daw siya sa shots niya. Agad daw niyang trinabaho ang kanyang timing pagkatapos, saying that today will be about showcasing the work he put in to change everyone's mind. So for today, the plan of attack is just going with the flow, trusting his teammates will put in baskets, but also trusting that he can bounce back too. Sa inyo.
Well, he needs to get going because Magnolia has already erected a 7-point lead. Thanks for that before they lead.
That defense of Magnolia is unforgiving so far. Hirap na hirap dito maka-score. Ang Rain or Shine, that's an outside shot. Pasok! Coming from Lucero.
It was a 4 mula kay Lastimos in the previous possession. Tapos 3 naman. Galing kay Lucero.
Well, narinig natin si Coach Yengia during the timeout break. As we see a 3-pointer scored here by Clarito. Sabi niya, you're over-dribbling. And I think the reason is because yung Magnolia is forcing Rain or Shine to play one-on-one. Hindi sila nakakapasa ng bola because all bases are covered. But that time, may turnover ang Magnolia. That's an offensive foul.
Din, that's a second offensive foul na na-draw ni Gian Mamuyak. But this was a 3 that he assisted on. Isang 3-point shot na hatid sa atin ng Arena Plus Sportsbook. The first one that he drew was against Chapman, and that's why Magnolia is playing importless right now. Makapag-capitalize kaya itong Rain or Shine. Manaytay, naghahanap ng foul no whistle.
And the percentage of Rain or Shine plummeting dito. They've only scored 11 points so far. Ang tindi ng depensa ng Magnolia. They're proving why they're the league's #1 defensive team. Ito rin 3-pointer galing sa birthday boy. Hindi lang pumasok yung tira.
David decides to hit on the brakes. Johnson.
Oh, that's an offensive. No, they called a block. I thought it was offense.
And look at the reaction of Lucero. Gulat na gulat pati yung buong bench na Magnolia. They were so short. And it was an offensive foul. At nilabas na ni Coach L.A. yung malaki niyang TV to challenge this call.
But you know, looking at the replay once more, that's a blocking foul. Hindi nakapag-establish ng defensive position si Lucero. Gumagalaw siya eh. Although there was a clear movement towards the basket and into the defender ni Johnson, hindi nakapag-establish ng defensive position si Lucero. Hey, well, we could be wrong. Let's see what the referees have to say. There is a challenge dito with 4:16 to go in the first quarter.
So we'll await the decision. Will it be a foul on JJ? Magiging first foul niya lang yun if ever. But the current call is a foul on Lucero. That will be his second if ever. So second foul yan ni Xavier. It's gonna be 2 fouls each on him and Chapman.
And not a good situation. Ito, makikita natin yung replay.
It's not looking good for Magnolia. I agree with what you said, Di, na parang nagba-backpedal pa si Lucero. They're ready to make their announcement.
After reviewing the play, Xavier Lucero did not establish his legal guarding possession. Therefore, the challenge of Magnolia is not successful po. Blocking foul, Xavier Lucero.
So as you called it, Dean.
You saw it on our replay. Hindi nakapag-establish ng defensive position. Although sa umpisa, my initial reaction was, uy, offensive foul yun kasi ang laki ni Johnson.
Balikan natin si Eileen.
Jotin din pagkatapos ng kanilang huling laro, Coach L.A. Tenorio expressed wanting to use that game as their defensive blueprint. Ika nga niya, ang importante ay nakita niya yung buy-in ng players sa kanyang bagong sistema, limiting usual scoring averages of their opponents. Now, coming from their previous game, nagkaroon na ng improvement ang kanilang offensive rebounds, which was his concern previously. Pero turnovers pa rin ang problema. And today against Rainer Shine, Coach L.A. says, mas importanteng ingatan pa ang bola. Not only because they will be missing the services of Chris Kuhn, who has an ankle sprain, and Russell Escoto, who unfortunately suffered a right ACL injury during training earlier this week, but also because Rainer Shine has a tendency to capitalize on mistakes. Kaya ika nga ni Coach L.A., we need to make sure we are patient. We can't play fast, and we need to keep it as simple as possible so our offense can fuel our defense more. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you for that, Eileen. I just want to say our prayers go out to Russell Escoto, suffering an ACL in practice. We know kung anong pinagdaanan ni Russell. Already suffered a knee injury previously in his PBA career. And we hope for a speedy recovery for you, Russ.
We're not only hoping, we're also praying. And I'm sure, nanonood sa atin ngayon si Russell Escoto.
Lucero gets blocked. Barroca saves the day!
Birthday boy! Sandali, they're gonna review whether that shot was within the 24-second shot clock.
They did not call the goaltending violation yet. They blew the whistle and went straight to review. So, malalaman natin yung hatol. Barroca, of course, and Magnolia were sure that it should count, and it does, as signaled by crew chief Peter Bagaw.
That's a three-point shot. Counted para kay Barroca. Birthday boy making his presence felt. Kani-kanina lamang in the previous play ng Magnolia, he was double-teamed and he took a shot against a double team that missed. It actually fueled the transition attack from Rainer Shine. Ito, yung tira. Clarito. He's got 6 points in the game.
And the lead of Magnolia is 7. Kung gusto nyo ng verification kung birthday nga ba ni Mark Barroca, panoorin nyo ulit yung tira niya. Birthday niya nga.
Oo. Kung hindi niya birthday ngayon, malamang hindi pumasok ang tira.
Hihingi ng timeout ngayon ang Rainer Shine. They're down by 7. This timeout is brought to you by Solera Online. Play the game your way on Solera Online Sportsbook.
When we get back. Defense. Guards. Before we go with the 4, make sure the bigs are there already. Okay? And then from the weak side, drop. Okay? From the weak side, drop. Before we go with the 4, make sure the bigs are there.
Ito din dalawang veteranong gwardiya ng Magnolia. Maybe they're not producing the points that they used to for the team, pero kita mo naman tumutulong in other ways.
Yun ang binigit natin kanina. Between the two of them, 13 assists in that contest. And, that's very important para sa kanila. They were plus 10 in the assist department of that victory over Converge. And 13 out of 28 assists coming from those two gentlemen.
May gustong idagdag dyan si Eileen.
Dyan din, according to PBA statistician Fidel Mangonon, Mark Barroca is playing his 639th straight game here today with the Hotshots. Ito na nga ang pinakamatagal na active streak ng isang player dito sa liga. But more than this feat, today is also special for Mark dahil nga birthday niya. 40 years old na nga siya, and with 3 more players in the league na 40 and above, pag-aalaga ng katawan ay ang naging puhunan ni Mark. Kung anong pagod daw na experience ni Mark ay binabawi niya triple pa pagdating sa recovery. Kaya naman ang bira ni Mark, feeling forever 21 daw siya, and the only time he will stop playing is when katawan na daw niya ang mismo umayaw. This is great news for Coach Elias. He says kahit sino isabay kay Mark, madadala niya. Kung saan ang sagot ni Mark, wala na kasi akong kailangan patunayan. Balik sa inyo.
Well, that guy has won a Grand Slam in the PBA, a multi-time Finals MVP. But the only thing, of course, that he wants, madagdagan pa yung mga trophies in his cabinet. Wants to win more championships.
And that's the ultimate goal of every player. Win a championship. Now, kanina, we saw Rain or Shine missing 2 shots from the field. Again, yung field goal percentage nila, ang baba. But here's a foul, and Clarito has been going great guns so far in this first period. Nakaka 7 points na siya.
We go back to what you and Eileen had mentioned earlier. Rain or Shine usually scores high. They're stuck with 15 points now. 2 minutes lang naiiwan dito sa first. Clarito usually nakakapag-ambag din sa scoring. Well, he did have 9 points against Phoenix. He's at the line now. In this game, meron na ring 9 points. Ito si Clarito. So, na-match niya na yung ginawa niya against Phoenix. That's 10 now for Jonard. Alvaro, pinasok na ni Coach LA. Ginugulo ni Asistio.
Second unit players on the floor for both teams.
Here's Lee. Tondo versus Tondo. Lee versus Doko. Itsangga lang inside. Well defended. Yongson.
24-second shot clock violation, but there's a foul.
Verano got called for a foul. Chasing that loose ball. So,
nasa penalty na.
Mismo. It would have been a shot clock violation din, pero napaganda pa for Rain or Shine. They will take free throws.
So they have a chance to cut this lead to 5, depending on how Johnson does from the free throw line. Rain or Shine. Sabi nga natin kanina, number 1 team in the league in offense, and Johnson missing his first free throw. Only 16 points in this quarter.
He was one of the Elasto Painters na nag-struggle in their last game. You did mention this. Yongson, only 1 of 7 from the field. Nung kalaban nila, Phoenix. He splits.
The lead is 6.
Ang magandang nagawa na Magnolia is despite Chapman sitting out a chunk of this first quarter, they stayed ahead, Dean.
Ganun din si Lucero, who's got 2 personal fouls. But let's see what this unit can do on the floor. An opportunity here for Rain or Shine to cut into the lead. And here's a shot, hindi pumasok. Villegas with a tough rebound. Tumatakbo ang Rain or Shine. Here's the attempt. Hindi pumapasok yung mga tira ng Rain or Shine. Nokum missing that shot.
A minute to go. Oh, Nokum trying to get sneaky. Late. Crossing Villegas to the cutting Alfaro. Labas kay Verano. Lane is open. Rafi nawal ng espasyo doon. And it's Asisio collecting. Tumatakbo sila. Roque the rookie. Ang bilis ng ikot. And it results in a 3 for Rain or Shine.
I think this is the first time that I see a smile on the face of Coach Yeng Giao. Ang ganda ng transition attack. Tapos yung ikot ng bola.
And even the defensive rotation, Dean, that led to that attack.
22.8 seconds to go. You're so right about that rotation. Ito yung tira. That's a three-pointer coming from Asisio. By the way, Asisio and Belga, the only players on the Rain or Shine roster who have not started for the team.
Alfaro gustong sumagot.
Oh,
That's a three as well. Yan na yung naging role ni Peter Alfaro for Magnolia. A dead shot from deep. Not just three, but also 4-point range.
Zone defense being played by Magnolia.
Nokum will not get that to go at the buzzer. It's a 5-point lead para sa Magnolia. Things are heating up in this matchup inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Stick with us here on RPTV as we bring you the rest of this game.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Challenge ko lang yung mga players ko to really to play defense, and basically I challenged them and I told them that this game is basically a playoff game for us. No, it's either them or us. Yun lang yun eh, di ba? It's either them or us kasi because of our team standing. So dikit-dikit kasi masyado. So every game really counts on this conference. So hopefully we can see this game as a blueprint moving forward, especially playing a lot of big teams and teams that are above us. No? So hopefully this can be our momentum.
Well, there you go, LA Tenorio. He knows how important it is to protect itong kanilang magandang tinatakbo ngayon. They won 4 of their last 5. Pero dahil din kasi doon sa simula nilang 3 talo, wala pa rin sila sa safe zone.
Ang record nila 4-4, but you know they're in a good spot now because with Chapman, looks like they're getting back in the groove, not only in terms of winning games, but also in terms of getting their character back as a tough defensive team. Ito, nakakuha naman sila ng stop. At percentage, field goal ng Rain or Shine is dropping. It was 28.6% in the first quarter. And with that miss, bumaba pa yan. It's about mga 26-27% right now. 6 out of 22.
Let's talk about this matchup between Lee and Nokum. Parehong galing Tondo. And ang kagandahan sa mga player na nanggagaling sa Tondo, they're not out, to try to outshine each other. In fact, nagsusuportahan niya mga yan eh. Sama mo na si RK Ilagad, Roy Suma, also hailing out of Tondo. We're gonna keep an eye on that matchup. As Verano got 2 points underneath.
That's a tough move by Rafi Verano. You didn't expect that from him. He's normally a shooter from the outside, but he can bang with the big boys.
Nokum. Sa kanto, it's Roque missing a 3. Shooting of Rain or Shine hasn't been there. 2 of 9 mula sa 3.
And a great job by Magnolia allowing Rain or Shine to take shots from the outside. That's going to be a foul underneath. Si Asisio matatawagan. May rebounding position si Ian Sagalang. He was pushed from the back. Kita natin yung impluensya ng depensa ng Magnolia. First of all, they're not allowing any space for Rain or Shine to penetrate the lane. They're opening up opportunities for Rain or Shine to try to score from the outside. Hindi naman pumapasok yung mga tira.
Lane leaves that 4-pointer short. Biggest thing dito is that Magnolia has held Rain or Shine to only 3 fast break points. We know how big a part of Rain or Shine's game yung makatakbo.
Exactly. It's a run and gun team here. Nakakuha ng shooting foul si Asisio on that drive to the basket. He will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Obviously, Coach LA Tenorio and the rest of Magnolia, they felt na hindi dapat maging free throws yun. But Asistio is at the line now. Wala nang challenge ang Magnolia. Coach LA used one earlier in the first quarter and lost it.
That's the first point of Magnolia dito sa quarter.
Etong Magnolia, hindi sila nagpapahabol pero hindi rin naman nakakalayo. So that's a good thing for Rain or Shine, who's resting their import Jill Johnson right now. Si Chapman had to sit down early dahil nagkaroon ng 2 fouls in the first. Ganun din si Xavier Lucero.
Big challenge now for the second unit players to show what they can do. Sangalang against Villegas, that's a nice matchup. Verano.
Good.
That's gonna go off.
That might have been all of Sangalang.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be Rain or Shine ball. Ito, pumapalakpak si Asistio because he wants that inbound quickly. The whole idea of Rain or Shine is bibilisan nila yung laro. That way, they can have a lot of ball movement.
Absolutely correct, Dean. And they're not the team na tatakbo lang kapag off a miss. Even with made shots and inbounds, they really try to run and speed up the game. Trada missing. Ito ng Rain or Shine. Look for them to run every chance they get. Offensive foul called on Tiong Son.
Trying to get seal position. Using his body and called for the offensive foul. Tama yung tawag.
Kinapitan daw sa
Yeah.
jersey. Let's look at this. Ayun, medyo nakahawak nga dun sa left part ng jersey ni Andrada. I think Coach Cheng is upset that it could have been an earlier entry pass. Eileen, what do you have?
Jud and Dean listening in on the latest huddle of the Hotshots. Coach L.A. Tenorio tasked Peter Alfaro to attack the defense of Anton Asistio. Dagdag ni Coach L.A., we need to settle down on offense, give the big man the ball, and trust that he will make the right decision. For Rain or Shine, Coach Yeng Yao was frustrated with the way the Elasto Painters used the shot clock. Ika nga ni Coach Yeng, don't settle for threes. Use the space and spread the floor. Back to you.
So it's the same reminder, Dean, as they had earlier. Coach Yeng wants them to not rely on outside shots.
And that's important. They want to go for the high percentage shots. They have an advantage with Chapman on the floor. Back on the floor, actually. He's nursing 2 personal fouls.
Ang ganda naman ng play na yun.
And Villegas scoring from the inside.
A good old-fashioned knockout play. Last Rain or Shine. They're within 3 now. Pero bumalik na itong si Clint Chapman. JJ still resting on the bench. Another steal for Rain or Shine. They're off and running. Villegas, quick trigger. Ayaw pa rin mahulog ng mga tres.
But they're still trying. They're down by only 3. So unti-unti, yung depensa ng Rain or Shine is starting to make life a little difficult here for the Hotshots. Ikot ng bola, Holly, they look for Chapman. That's 1-on-1, and he's gonna not score. But he'll go to the line. Experienced player. He's 37 years old, same age as Justin Brownlee. But, you know, talking to him, he said that age is just a number. Experience is what has brought him to 14 countries in his globe-trotting career as a basketball import.
Well, you can already see how much impact he's brought here to Magnolia. Clint Chapman in their game against Converge had a massive double-double. Tapos 11 points in the fourth, Dean.
Ako, what I like about him is that he's very efficient. He's shooting 52% from 3, 51.2% from 2, and 84% from the line.
May kikwento pa sa atin sa Eileen.
Jud and Dean, Clint Chapman has been pretty consistent with his output on scoring and rebounding. Kaso lang ang isang aspeteng consistent din siya is getting into early foul trouble. Ika nga ni Clint, adjustment period pa rin siya pagdating sa calls and physicality. Tapos hindi pa daw nakakatulong ang init ng panahon sa kanyang pag-iisip. He admitted needing to be smarter during the second half of their last game where he tallied more points. As he said, he had to play more with his hands than his body, and moving forward, ang mas importante na mapakita niya ay ang kanyang emotional maturity, especially when it comes to breaks of the game. Back to you.
Thank you, Eileen. That was a wild miss mula kay Alvaro. Roque susubok ulit from the corner, still nothing.
And nobody home for the offensive rebound. One and done. Not a good shot taken by Roque.
Lee off the glass. No! Chapman with the cleanup.
Using the left hand to put it inside.
And the moment he returned to the game, umangat na naman sa pitoy lamang ng Magnolia.
Johnson is also back. And patuloy ang mga tira ng Rain or Shine sa labas. And look at frustration on the face of Coach Yang Giao. He wants his players to attack.
2 of 14 din from three-point range.
Sama na kami ng percentage from deep.
Lee, nasarhan ng pinto. It's Lucero.
Oh, what a nice twirl move.
Spin. And he did stop.
Yeah.
The thing about taking
Got
a
his
shot,
own rebound.
that when you take a shot din, ikaw ang unang makakaalam kung may chance pumasok o wala.
Tsaka ako, palagay ko, ginawa niyang delivery yun. Tamaan yung board. And he knew where he was gonna go for the rebound.
Oh, look at Alvaro. Naisahan si Johnson. Magnolia with a run here in the second.
Hindi sila nagmamadali. They don't want to play the pace of Rain or Shine.
Chapman for three.
That's a three.
Way off.
It's a 9-point lead by Magnolia.
Asistio for three. No good. Santillan, wala pa rin. Johnson, still nothing. Parang sarado yung Rain or Shine right now. Oh, but Ali GDL.
They tried to cross over, but there was not enough space for him to operate. So ball coming off Javi, giving the possession back to Rain or Shine.
You saw the number on your screens. 2 of 16. That's what Rain or Shine is shooting from three-point range. Actually, Dean, ang Magnolia, they're not really shooting at a high percentage. They're only 3 of 10. But then, talagang Rain or Shine, their shooting has deserted them here in the first half.
Well, nabanggit na natin yun kanina, no? That Rain or Shine, you know, they like to take the shots from deep. 43.7% of the shots are coming from 3 and 4, which is the reason why we mentioned in our needs list, they shouldn't rely on those shots from deep. That's the reason kung bakit ang baba na kanilang field goal percentage.
We have a timeout brought to you by Solaire Online. Play a game your way on Solaire Online Sportsbook.
Well, Rain or Shine probably the best team right now in the PBA. No, not because they have good. Well, given na magaling yung import nila, but I think they're locals. They prove that they can win without an import also, diba? And more so na may import sila. So we really have to be great in everything that we do next game. We cannot afford to turn the ball over 16 times because this 16 turnovers might be probably an easy 35 points or 30 points against Rain or Shine. So we have to take note of that. We have to be really better.
Din, bakit pag nagiging head coach, napapaos? Di ba parang
Saka kasigaw during the game.
Pero, well, Coach Ellie had a very strong point there. If there's one team that you don't want to commit a lot of turnover against, Rain or Shine talaga yun.
Well, tama yun. And for Magnolia, they need to watch their turnovers because yung 16 turnovers sila against Phoenix, that was a big reason kung bakit sila natalo. In that game, Phoenix only had 9 turnovers, so -7 sila in that department. But the other point that Coach LA mentioned in that interview was Rain or Shine has the capability to win without an import. At pinakita nila yun when they won, when Johnson served a 1-game suspension, they still won the game.
Against Meralco. Here's Mamuya. Iwan kay Nokun. Tried to shoot over Chapman, but clearly bothered by the long arms.
And it's going to be an easy 2 points, no. And Chapman is saying that this should be an unsportsmanlike because his arm was held. He was going up for a dunk. Pinapitan siya, and he's going to go to the line for free throws.
Ang hinihingi ni Sisi is an unsportsmanlike foul, a flagrant. But it looked like Nokun was going for the ball.
Oh,
Hindi
yeah.
lang talaga niya maabot. Si Chapman, ang tangkad naman kasi.
6'10". But Chapman missing his first free throw. As we mentioned, this guy's a very efficient player, shooting close to 85% from the line, but missing that time.
Also missed one in his previous trip.
10-point lead enjoyed here by Magnolia, continuing to control the tempo of this contest. At 0 out of 2 for someone who shoots 85% from the line.
Very uncanny for someone like Chapman. Wow! Actually, ang daming rookie na itong Rain or Shine because, as you know, well, maraming mapagkatiwala si Coach Sheng. He really trusts guys who are new and who, as long as they buy into his system, naghanap ng foul si Coach L.A. doon sa kabilang side. He was very upset na walang pito. And then on the other, natawagan ng traveling si Baroka.
30-second timeout by Elasto Painters. Kanina, masasabi mo lang, Judd, about the trust that Coach Sheng gives to his players. You know, only one player on the roster of Rain or Shine is averaging 30 minutes. He's got 15 players who are averaging at least 10 minutes.
By the way, Dean, on May 1, may regalo ang PBA para sa lahat ng manggagawang Pilipino. Ano pa nga ba? Di libreng nood ng inyong PBA libreng ticket po. Para yan niya sa lahat ng manggagawang Pilipino. We'll be at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. First come, first serve yan. Ang mapapanood nyo lang naman, Bol versus James Dickey in the first game. And then, Barangay Ginebra, Kabayan JB versus Marvin Jones and the Meralco Bolts in the second game.
At holiday yun, May 1st.
Yeah.
Libreng ticket, Smart Araneta Coliseum. Ano pang hinihintay ninyo?
Even if you pay, sulit yung ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Kasi ganda ng mga laro eh.
Dalawang laro.
What more?
Tsaka yung main event, Ginebra, Meralco. Here's Jalen Johnson. Hirap siya dito. Nakagawa pa ni Xavier Lucero. He can't seem to be in the groove.
Yeah.
As far as his offense is concerned.
He has 5 points.
Yeah, yung bola nasa kanya sa labas I think maybe he should start playing a little bit closer to the basket para mabigyan siya ng bola in scoring position at the post.
Mamu wants to attack. Mamuya rises over Baroka.
And you have to be impressed by the elevation of Mamuya when he goes up for a jump shot.
And also the elevation and trajectory of his career as a whole, Dean.
Yeah.
Lumabas yung opensa dito sa PBA under the leadership of Coach Sheng. And I actually asked him kung paano lumabas yung offense niya because he was always known to be a defender. And he says there's comfort for him dahil medyo similar daw yung system basketball na nilalaro nila before sa Ateneo to what he's experiencing here.
Mamuya, as you said, he's known to be a defensive guard, but yung run and gun style ng Rain or Shine suits him so well because he's a transition player. He can slash and he knows how to use ball screens to be able to get off a shot. Ito naman ang ating birthday boy at the line. 40 years old si Mark Baroka today. And You know, it's good to see that at 40 years old, he's still very much in the prime of his career. Magnolia's average age is 31.4, so he's way above that average, by the way.
Look at the field goals this quarter. Parehong di makashoot. But since Magnolia had an early lead, they stay on top by 10. Look at the defense of Magnolia, really suffocating Rain or Shine.
Yeah, they're forcing Rain or Shine to take the shots from the outside. And another shot from the outside. Hindi makapasok because that lane is so congested. Galaw ng galaw yung defensive players to make sure that that paint is congested, stifling the offensive movement ng Rain or Shine. Also, not allowing Rain or Shine to keep that ball moving and find the open guy. Kanya, kukunti lang ang mga assist nila rito.
Baroka has shot no good. You know, someone we haven't seen from Rain or Shine in this game, team, is Andre Caraco. Oh, check that. There is a challenge.
A challenge has been issued. Just want to check about the assist. Ano kaya ang mga assist natin?
Well, the assist count
Between
right
both.
now, you got 6 for Magnolia and just 4 for Rain or Shine.
Considering that Rain or Shine is #1 sa liga natin in assist. So that defense of Magnolia influencing kung paano umiikot yung bola ng Rain or Shine. Ito, makita natin kung ano nangyari. Here was the replay. Kanino nga ba?
Ang hirap eh, parang parehong team sigurado na dapat kanila.
But Rain or Shine making that challenge. If they fail in this challenge, wala na din silang challenge. Ito na, ang hatol ng ating referees.
After ng review, last touch po si Malonzo. Ang challenge po ng Rain or Shine is not successful.
Yun. Wala nang challenge ang Rain or Shine. Tabla na silang dalawa in terms of challenges. Malonzo will have the last touch as shown by that replay.
Kasi sinasabi ng Rain or Shine, hawak lang ni Malonzo. And yung outward motion was from Chapman. But it was ruled off of Malonzo. Rain or Shine loses their timeout. And this one is going to be a timeout brought to you by Solaire Online. Play the game your way on Solaire Online Sportsbook. Mga kapatid, sama-sama nating tunghayan ang napapanahong kwento ng pag-asa. My Best Friend Eman, starring James de Guzman, Shaina Magdayo, Sid Lucero, and Miss Ai de las Alas. Ito ang bagong teleserye na magbibigay inspirasyon sa atin gabi-gabi. Abangan niyo po yan simula April 27, 8:45 sa TV5. As we were sharing that with you, nakascore agad. Ito Magnolia. Off of the challenge that Rain or Shine lost. Johnson finally got one in. At mukhang tinamaan pa si Chapman. Complaining about an elbow there.
Bumuka ng konti yung depensa ng Rain then ng Magnolia. That allowed Johnson to go one-on-one against Chapman and score. But you know, that's exactly what Johnson has to do. Bring the ball close to the basket and be aggressive.
De La Rosa.
May foul, if that's on Chapman, that will be number 3. Chapman is pleading his case, and he's saying that was a flop. Si Chapman ang tatawagan, that's the 3rd. Sabi niya kanina, tinamaan siya sa mukha, ba't walang tawag?
That's why he's upset. Kasi feel niya, nasiko siya on one end, tapos natawagan pa siya ng pangalawa niyang offensive foul, 3rd in total.
Para sinasabi niya, inconsequential naman yung contact on the other end. Now, he might be getting a warning here because he's continuing to complain.
Official suspension of play.
Coach L.A. Tenorio also complaining. Will there be a warning?
A warning had already been given to Chapman. Eto, tingnan natin yung nangyari.
Ito yung natamaan daw siya sa mukha. There was that contact.
Look at it. Oh, that. Now, there's more clarity kung bakit upset etong si Chapman. Indeed, tinamaan. Walang kaduda-duda doon. Tinamaan ang siko ni Johnson.
Substitution for Clint Chapman.
Well, walang tawag yun. So even if Magnolia had a challenge left, they wouldn't be able to challenge that. Kasi walang tawag. Anyway, wala naman challenge sa Magnolia. So play going on. Magnolia up by 10. And Rain or Shine held to only 28 points. Patapos na ang ating first half.
Johnson actually shared some words with L.A. Tenorio. And now, with Lucero, Johnson chirping with Lucero right now.
And that's his first three-pointer of the game. And he badly wanted that shot.
Lastimosa for three. Pinawi yung tres.
Umikot pa yung bola sa ring.
It's Johnson again. He's fired up. Got it to Santillan, who was fouled.
A smart move. High IQ play by Johnson. He took the ball close to the basket. The defense swarmed all over him.
And this is a three-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Santillan at the line.
I've been watching itong si Jalen Johnson din. First niya, after nung upset si Chapman, parang ina-explain niya na hindi naman sadya yung siko, but Coach L.A. Tenorio had choice words for him, so they exchanged a short conversation. Tapos nakatres siya, si Lucero naman yung kausap niya. I mean, he's gotten a handful of the defense neto Magnolia, so frustration might be building up, but they will get the ball back.
Last touch ng Magnolia. So an opportunity for Rain or Shine to continue to score points with Chapman sitting on the bench. Ito na naman si Johnson. He's looking to pass. Ito yung pass.
Santi, his shot falls in. At may ligaw na siko na naman niya. Tumama kay Sangga lang naman niya yun.
7-point lead. Unti-unti. Rain or Shine chipping away at that lead.
Sanggala against Santillan. Ian, quick shot, no good.
Johnson, kung nagbababa.
Mamu for three. Doesn't get it. Pitong namang na Magnolia. They've been led by Jerome Lastimosa's 10 points. He's a perfect 3 for 3 from the field. Ball with him now.
He's gonna try a three.
Perfect no more. Malonzo gets the board. Mamu got the ball, finishes through the foul.
That's a hard drive. But in transition yun, ha? Bumilis yung laro ng Rain or Shine. Chapman not on the floor to bother that shot. 5 points lang hinahabol ng Rain or Shine. May bonus free throw coming up. 31.7 seconds to go. So good job by Mamuyak in attacking quickly because magkakaroon ng pagkakataon pa ang Rain or Shine to get the last possession of this half.
So after they struggled to start this second quarter, nakabalik din to within 5 itong Rain or Shine. Still far din from their usual offensive output though.
Exactly, only 36 points. Patapos ang ating first half. That's only 72 points if you make it times 2. And sabi nga natin, no, in their wins, they average 121.
De La Rosa with the offensive board.
And he was blocked, smothered.
They have to go quickly. Malonzo delivers the layup.
That's the Pinoy step. Ang bilis ng transition attack. Again, yung sinasabi natin kanina, that was a 2-on-1 situation. Nag-capitalize ang Rainer Shine. They had the last possession, 1.1 seconds to go. Lead is down to 3.
Oh, that's a legal move with a 0 step.
Oh.
Count it, 0, 1, 2. That's a legal FIBA move.
Yun ang Pinoy step na sinasabi. Aangat mo yung bola, and then you go up for the shot.
And just like that, Rainer Shine is within 3. Yun talagang delikado dito. It's a 7-0 run. And again, let me remind you mga kapatid na pwede nating matunghayan na yung napapanahong kwento ng pag-asa. Yan ang My Best Friend Eman. Nandyan sina JM de Guzman, Shaina Magdayaw, Sid Lucero, and Miss Ay de las Alas. Ito yung bagong teleserye na magbibigay inspirasyon sa atin. Abangan yan, simula April 27. You can watch it at 8:45 p.m. sa TV5. 1.1 seconds left.
Expect the pitch.
Lastimosa. No go. Magnolia will still stay ahead by 3 points. Jerome had a fantastic first half.
I thought Jerome Lastimosa was wonderful in terms of what he was doing in the first half, first quarter especially. He had 7 points. He finishes with 10 points here at the half. He had a 3-pointer in the second quarter. Yan po si Lastimosa, hitting the shots from deep.
He is the only hot shot in double figures at the half. Clint Chapman with 9 points and 7 boards. If not for Jerome, baka lumamang na ang Rainer Shine with their last-minute run in the second quarter. But they will still take a 3-point advantage into the break. When we return, kikwento sa atin ni Dean kung ano nga ba yung naging story of the first 2 quarters. Stay with us. We'll be back with the second half.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free. Last year, the spark of the Great Revival was ignited. This 2026, the spark becomes a wildfire. Witness a bigger tour of Luzon 2026. 5 regions, 13 provinces, 14 grueling stages, local and international teams. 1 legendary title. Every pedal, every climb, straight to your screens. Catch the Tour of Luzon 2026 from April 29 to May 13 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free. Last year, the spark of the Great Revival was ignited. This 2026, the spark becomes a wildfire. Witness a bigger tour of Luzon 2026. 5 regions, 13 provinces, 14 grueling stages, local and international teams, 1 legendary title. Every pedal, every climb, straight to your screens. Catch the Tour of Luzon 2026 from April 29 to May 13 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free. Last year, the spark of the Great Revival was ignited. This 2026, the spark becomes a wildfire. Witness a bigger tour of Luzon 2026. 5 regions, 13 provinces, 14 grueling stages, local and international teams, 1 legendary title. Every pedal, every climb, straight to your screens. Catch the Tour of Luzon 2026 from April 29 to May 13 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on One Sports and One Sports.
If it's nitty-gritty basketball like this, abante talaga Magnolia.
Magnolia wants it slowed down. It's been defense-oriented. In the second quarter, neither team scored even 20 points. So you can see that Magnolia's influence is affecting yung rain or shine. At nakikita din natin in our halftime summary, yung field goal percentage, mas mababa yung rain or shine, pero bahagya lang. Sa fast break points, however, doon naman malaking advantage ng Rain and Shine, but that's still far from the usual average. But second chance points, nandun sa Magnolia. Remember, Magnolia before this game was last place in second chance points, but now they're rebounded by committee. Perimeter points, that's going Magnolia's way so far, 22-13 ang advantage nila.
And imagine 38 points for Rain or Shine. That's very low for their standards. But they do have two guys in double figures already.
Well, si Johnson nakaka 10 points na. Same thing with Clarito. Mamuyak is 5 and 5. And take a look at Magnolia. 9 points there for Chapman. Already 10 points for Lastimosa.
And, well, Clint Chapman and Xavier Lucero, they entered early foul trouble, kaya rin medyo na limit. Now let's head to our deans. Let's start with Magnolia.
Well, for Magnolia, sinabi natin, first point, restrict the ball movement ng Rain or Shine. That's a big check mark. Ang Rain or Shine only with 6 assists, considering that they're number 1 in the league in the assist department, averaging 27.1. So kung if you will double that output for the whole game, that's only 12 assists compared to their average of 27. Challenge JJ's defense, that's an X mark. Wala pong foul si Johnson. And rebound by committee, that's a big check mark. Magnolia already with 31 rebounds in this game. And their average is only 43.9. So 31 times 2, that's 62. That's way over the usual output in rebounding by Magnolia.
And let's cross over as well to the side of Rain or Shine.
Well, for Rain or Shine, pressuring into turnovers, hindi nangyayari yun. Only 6 turnovers so far by Magnolia. Impact off the bench, that's a big check mark. 13-6, an advantage ng Rain or Shine from points off the bench. Don't rely on deep shots, that's an X mark. In this game, Rain or Shine has taken 46.5% of their shots from 3. And that's not gonna cut it, especially since they're shooting only 30.2% from the field.
Yeah, and from 3-point range, Dean, a measly 15%. 3 for 20. Imagine that, 23s na ang tinira ng Rain or Shine were only entering the third quarter. Okay sana kung pumapasok, pero 3 lang ang pumasok out of those 20 shots.
Yung sinabi natin kanina, don't rely on those deep shots. Hindi nangyayari yun. As we mentioned, 46.5% of the shots from Midishan are taken from 3. They have not attempted from 4 so far.
And if we go back to the reports of Eileen, galing mismo dun sa mga huddles ng Rain or Shine, even Coach Cheng was asking them to attack the basket more. Well, guess what? Their first shot of the third quarter.
From 3. At hindi pumasok. Naku, di bumababa ngayon. Mas lalo pa ang percentage ng Rain or Shine from deep.
Something that's also happened, which is perhaps what led to them taking a lot of outside shots. Natanggal na Magnolia yung running game netong Rain or Shine.
Tama yun. Rain or Shine is forced to play the half-court set. Hindi masyado silang sanay to keep on attacking the basket. They rather go for the outside shot. And also, kanina nakita natin yung Magnolia also experimenting with the zone defense, giving that outside shot for Rain or Shine na hindi naman pumapasok with regularity.
I don't think you can really zero the fast break points of Rain or Shine. They do have 7. Ang Magnolia actually, ang wala pa, maski isang fast break point. But they are able to attack like that with De La Rosa delivering 2 points.
Now, Nokum, let's see that attempt from medium range, hindi pumasok. Nokum is still scoreless in this game. Now, he's the leading local scorer ng Rain or Shine. And it's very important that he gets back into his scoring rhythm. Averaging 16.3 points. Wala pang puntos ngayon, Jack.
22 nga ginawa niyan in that loss. They suffered to Phoenix. Ito si Knox.
Nice pass.
Johnson. Indeed.
Now Johnson already with 12 points. That matches his total nung natalo sila sa Phoenix. And we're just starting the second half. But maganda yung ginawa ng Rain or Shine that time. They look for Johnson close to the basket with an easy short pass. Lastimosa, kumana na naman, this time from the inside.
And the challenge ni Coach Cheng on that play kung saan nakascore si Lastimosa was for Tiongson to provide the help D.
Yes, that's something that we haven't seen too much of from Johnson. He's got to help and be aggressive on the defensive end. Protect that rim.
Bangga ang lastimosa in the vid, no foul whistle. Ito ngayon si Baroka. Mark Baroka celebrating his 40th birthday.
And in a big way. Oh, what a beautiful pass.
Oh, by Clarito.
Ang ganda sana ng pasa. I was just going to say, beautiful pass. But the shot was anticipated. Yan ang hinahanap ni Coach Cheng. Protect that rim.
And a play like that can possibly swing momentum to your side. Chapman. A miss. De La Rosa with the hustle. De La Rosa puts it back in. And you don't see that kind of emotion from Rome every day, but he's fired up.
He's giving a lot of rebounding strength here from Magnolia.
Etong rain or shine, David. It's Johnson from the corner. Takes and makes the three.
Umatake doon si Josh David that opened the floor for a nice pass to Johnson, who was not contested with that shot.
Lastimosa labas kay Baroka, wide open. Did not answer back. JJ with a board. David on the run. Stop. Jumper, no good. JJ again. 5 straight points para sa important rain or shine.
And already 17 points. This is a redemption game para sa kanya from what happened in the previous game. But they're still behind. Although just by 2, there's going to be a foul from the blind side.
They've been trying to get Chapman on that. After the entry pass, mananakawan, but hasn't really been successful for them. This was successful for Rain or Shine. David finding JJ in the corner for a 3-point shot na hatid sa atin ng Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Johnson playing single coverage on Chapman.
They go inside. Lucero kontra kay Clarito. It's a miss. Rain or Shine can even it up here. No, come straight to the basket. Wala pa rin.
Too strong off the glass. At hindi tatakbo ang Magnolia. They're gonna wait to set up.
And din, no come specialty yung mga ganung
atake.
Instead, it's a 5-point swing as Lucero hits a 3 on the other side.
Now in double figures. Xavier with a big 3-point shot. Ito, agresibo na ang Johnson attacking the basket, and that's on Chapman. That'll be number 4. Yun.
And I think that yun talaga yung nahanap ni Johnson.
Yeah.
Look at this though. Hindi pumasok yung malapit na tira.
Oo.
3 na lang daw.
But that was wide open. Yung sinabi natin kanina sa ating Dean's List for Magnolia that they needed to attack JJ's defense, yun ang ginagawa ng Rain or Shine on Chapman.
Ito, meron tayong balita galing kay Eileen.
Jotundin with Magnolia leading as many as 12 points in the first half. Coach Yang Yao expressed his disappointment with the pace in which they are playing at. Ito nga ni Coach Yang, sinusundan lang natin ang pace ng Magnolia. So to improve their offense, the ask is to take 3-point shots with more confidence. Hindi daw pwede mag-settle lang sila sa 2 points if that shot option is available. They also want to involve JJ more, seeing that Clint Chapman is in foul trouble. At para naman sa Magnolia, Coach LA commended his team with the current output. Konting improvement na lang ang kanilang gustong gawin this second half. First is on the turnovers. Kailangan daw mas ilimit pa para hindi tuluyang lumobo ang fast break points ng Elasto Painters. At pangalawa is transition defense. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Eileen. You know, I think this might have been the 3rd time, Dean, that Eileen has reported Coach Yang calling on his team to attack more than settle for outside shots.
And by the way, this is a big run here from Magnolia. Kani-kanina lamang, the lead was down to 2. Now it's up to 8.
So paulit-ulit yung call na yun ni Coach Yang. Let's see, mag-iba nga ba yung offensive approach na itong Elasto Painters. They get it closer to the basket, but the shot wasn't close to the rim. Johnson, he'll take a 3. And he'll knock it down.
Now he's feeling it.
Eh kung pumapasok naman din, they might as well take the 3s now.
Kung pumapasok, but he's got 20 points now. Si JJ, the lead is down to 5.
There was a similar situation in the first quarter where Chapman was sitting nursing early fouls. Rain or Shine wasn't exactly able to capitalize then. Ngayon kaya, magawa na nila. Clarito bumps in. A Jonard special.
Transition attack ng Rain or Shine. Gumagana muli. And that pass coming from Josh David.
Coach LA refusing to call a timeout in the middle of this rain or shine run.
And this time, look at that defense ng rain or shine. They're not allowing Magnolia to come close to the basket. Oh, what a medium range jumper. That's a tough shot galing kay Baroka. And that attack by Mamuyak will draw the foul. Sino kaya? Baroka? Baroka natawagan. That's a third personal foul on Baroka. Kapapasok lang yung tira niya.
And Mark visibly upset dun sa foul na nabigay niya.
Because it was a shooting foul.
But you know what, Dean? Parang it seems like every time Mamuyak sees na si Baroka yung last defender that he has to go through, nanlalaki yung mata nito ni Mamu and he wants to attack every single time.
Well, there are a lot of players, you know, his size, who are being attacked at the post. And it's something that we've seen. That's a technical foul has been called on Magnolia. And that will be on Lucero. O hindi naman pumasok yung tira ni Mamuyak. Would have brought the lead down to 4.
If you guys are wondering kung bakit nabigyan ng technical foul si Lucero, after nung pito, a foul was already called on Baroka, kinuha niya yung bola kay Mamuyak. And remember, it was a couple of seasons ago din na nilinaw ng PBA, hindi niyo pwedeng gawin. Because minsan dyan nagsisimula yung mga away or initan sa court.
Especially after a made basket, you know, anyone who's handling the ball, particularly the offensive team, after making that basket, will be called for a delay of game. And Mamuyak is struggling from the line.
Tatlo yung tinira niya na free throws because one was for the technical. Isa lang ang pumasok.
Well, Rain and Shine is shooting as a team 69% from the line. Magnolia, by the way, shooting 81% from the line. So this is the team that you don't want to foul and give up free throws.
Baroka, bibigay kay Sanggalang sa ilalim. Foul called on David.
But the ball was stripped away. Hindi pa naman sa penalty situation. But they take away the opportunity for Magnolia to score inside. Sanggalang is saying free throws. And so is Coach L.A. Tenorio. They're not going to call it a shooting foul, I don't think.
Yeah, sideline inbound na ibibigay sa Magnolia. They're up by 4. You did mention this was a battle of offense versus defense. And I think yung depensa ng Magnolia, it's what has set the tone in this game. Look at how low scoring this contest has been.
But here, in the third quarter, nakikita natin, the level of physicality ng depensa ng Rain or Shine has gone up a notch. And we saw sila Simosa using that ball screen. He actually faked a pass and then he went straight to the basket. And he found himself down on the floor. Yung level of physicality nga, napapansin natin dito, umaangat na for Rain or Shine. They want Magnolia to feel the kind of defense that they're playing on a physical basis.
Dina, I'm just a little curious. No? You'll notice sa Rain or Shine players, Mamuyak and Tiongson ngayon yung nasa sahig. Both of their left wrists seem heavily taped up. Si Santillan also had tape on his left wrist when he was on the court earlier. We'll try to get word from Eileen on what could the situation be with those players. Johnson wanted a third three. There's a foul on the rebound play. Lucero matatawagan yan.
Lucero saying a flap. Pangatlo na yan for Xavier Lucero as he tried to get the rebound. That's 14 fouls now on Magnolia. One away from penalty. Magandang matchup yan, ha? Kaylan Tiongson at saka si Lucero.
Johnson. Awis with Tiongson. Kaylan back to Mamu. Mamu!
That's a tough shot.
Score!
What a drive. And that reverse shot. He wasn't even looking at the rim.
Instinct na lang ng basketballero yung ganun. It's a 3-point lead para sa Hotshots. Sanggalang setting a solid screen. Lucero fumbles the pass. Clarito with Baroka to beat. Binigay kay Tiongson.
Oh! He baby that shot.
Punches the layup. Baroka to the corner. De La Rosa says, maghintay tayo. They find Lastimosa wide open. Wala pa rin. Battle for the board. Clarito again. Mamu ngayon ang aatake.
And he scores.
Finishes through the foul.
That's the transition attack. Na matagal nang hinahanap ni Coach Yeng Yao.
What a sequence! Nagsimula sa agaw ni Clarito. Nagnintes yung layup ni Tiongson. But John Nardin, he got it back. At kay Mamu na binigay, who has a chance to complete a 3-point play and tie the game up. After this timeout, nasaktan nga lang si Mamu. This timeout is brought to you by Solaire Online. Play the game your way on Solaire Online Sportsbook. In their last game against Phoenix, saka isa-isang talo so far ng Rain or Shine, some guys who usually contribute din, nag-struggle sila from the field.
Exactly. And outside of those 4 players, you add Jalen Johnson and Karakut, and those 6 players shot only 19% from the floor. All 6 players.
Pero ito, nagtuloy yung struggles ni Tiongson and Santillan in this game. Nokom din nakakagulat that he's 0 for 6. He scored 22 points in that game. Actually, siya lang yung medyo consistent source of points in that loss to Phoenix.
And look at this, after the free throw, pressure defense all the way from the backcourt by Rain or Shine, Josh David. That's to defend Jerome Lastimosa. The score is tied. What a big comeback here for Rain or Shine. They're playing tough defense.
Lucero looking to attack. Iwan kay Sanggala. And Ian calms Magnolia down with that hook shot.
Couple of fakes coming from Ian Sangalang, and that threw off Jalen Johnson.
Clarito kontra kay Lee. Jonard feels he has advantage here. David back to Tiongson. Jonard na naman pupuntahan nila. And Clarito, he just finds ways.
Yung aggressiveness, hindi lang ni Clarito, kundi kay Mamuya has been a big spark here for Rain or Shine, and also the defense that is being provided by David from the backcourt. Malaking bagay din yun. It's defending Lastimosa.
Lee, no good. And Clarito gets another possession para sa Rain or Shine. Jonard has 14 points. Mamu has 11. Johnson, di dire-diretso.
And he'll go to the line for free throws. Now they're really attacking, and they're speeding up the pace. 7-0 yung advantage ng Rain or Shine in the first half from fast break points. At ngayon,
fast break points. Well, nakakatatlo na itong Magnolia. But it's still a 12-3 advantage for Rain or Shine. June Roque out of Letran entering the game. He had already played earlier in the first half. However, missed a couple of open three-point shots dun sa kanto. Pero kasi Raynor Shine as a team really struggled from beyond the arc.
Exactly. But they kept on shooting, kept on trying to score. But now they're finding their groove in transition. And it's all because of the toughening na kanilang depensa.
This is actually the first lead of Raynor Shine dito sa ating laro. Lastimosa has Mamuyak on him. Oh, there's Mamu with his pesky defense.
That defense now of Raynor Shine has been unforgiving, and they score! There's Mamuyak rather. Oh my gosh!
Defense to offense delivery from Mamuyak.
Nakita natin kung ginawa ni Mamuyak, attacking the defense, finding the gap, and scoring off the glass. Sinasabi nga natin yung aggressiveness. That has been the whole key to this big turnaround ng Raynor Shine at saka yung kanilang tough defense.
Mamuyak, he inherited the team captain position or role from Gabe Norwood even before Gabe retired. And now he has truly become one of the pillars, one of the leaders of this young Raynor Shine squad.
Not a very good free throw shooter. He was 4 out of 10 from the free throw line in that game against Phoenix. And he's still struggling from the free throw line in this contest. But yes, Mamuyak is an excellent two-way player. He gets a job done on both ends of the floor. And he's showing it now. Kanina lamang. He got the steal and the block on one end and then the transition basket on the other.
Ito ngayon ng Magnolia, they've been playing without Chapman dahil 4 na fouls na si Clint Chapman since pretty early dito sa third quarter. Si Lucero naman playing with 3. He's trying to be careful as well. Paulie, he doesn't care.
What a shot. That's a 4-pointer coming from Paul Lee. And Magnolia badly needed that. The score is tied.
Lee with a big shot. Sabi nga natin, bumaba na yung contribution in terms of points. But when you need him, the lethal weapon is still there. Although he loses his man. June Roque with that backdoor cut.
Ang ganda ng pasa galing kay Kalen Johnson. Raynor Shine moving closer and closer to the basket to get high percentage shots. While Magnolia just hit a 4-pointer. Paul Lee is actually hitting 37.5% from 4.
Nag-struggle din si Lee in their last game. Only 1 of 6 from the field.
Mamuyak now on the attack.
My goodness,
he scored the basket! He scored the basket! On the way down! He's doing it all. Grabe yung ginagawa dito ni Mamuyak.
He's got 10 points in the third quarter alone, 15 in total. Pwede pang dagdagan with a bonus free throw.
Oh, what a performance here by GM Mamuyak. And Raynor Shine up ahead by 3 with that incursion. And you know what, Judd? Hindi na sila nagre-rely on the 3-point shot.
That's
Atake
right.
na lang sa loob. And I'm sure yan ang pinag-usapan nila at the half. Coach Yeng Giao urging his players, attack, go aggressive to the ring, and don't rely on that 3-point shot.
Dean, grabe itong rally ng Rain or Shine here in the third quarter. But Ole could not make it back-to-back fours. Mamuyak na naman. Attacking once again.
And he will not
getting it
score this time. Chapman is in the game once more.
Yun yung pinagkaiba. May naghihintay na sa ilalim na 6'10".
Exactly. That's what they needed. Kasi yung Rainer shot kept attacking inside. Ito yung outside shot. Hindi na pumapasok. Ngayon naman ang Magnolia tumitira sa labas. It's gonna be a foul by Rainer Shine. Loose ball. Sabi ni Johnson na may kumakapit daw sa kanyang uniform.
Ito si Kalen Kyongson. He only has 1 point. Hasn't made a field goal, but he's poured his heart out. And you can see him pagod na as he's about to exit the game.
Missed free throw here by Alfaro on the foul in the penalty.
Both teams actually, Dino, missing free throws. Might haunt them later down the road because this game has been close. The biggest lead of the game was 12, enjoyed by Magnolia. 0 for 2 at the line for Alfaro.
And on the point that you made kanina lamang, Jot, Andre Caraco, hindi pa naglalaro dito. We don't know if he's gonna play it. Oh, that's a wild shot. Well defended.
We've been told, Manaytay wasn't ready for it. Buti na-recover niya pa. Naibigay pa kay Johnson who eventually had it stripped. It will stay with Rain or Shine.
3 seconds to go.
Just going back to Karakot, we've been told it's Coach Yeng's decision. But Karakot is good to go as soon as he's called. The steal by Magnolia.
That was off the inbound. Basang-basa yun ng Magnolia. 1:20 to go.
Lee has it.
He had a 4-pointer earlier. That's the shot. Hindi pumapasok yung mga tira niya. That was from medium range. He had a 4 earlier.
Pati rebound, si Mamuyak na rin ang kumukuha. It's Asistio to the rack. Nag-iba talaga din with Chapman there.
Oh yeah, he makes a difference. That's the reason why Coach LA brought him back in.
Chapman now on the offensive side. Could not get it to go. Magnolia has not scored in a long time here in the third.
All about the defense this time for Rain or Shine.
Johnson babangga.
And it's going to be an offensive foul. That's just the first. Hindi tayo nagkakamali. That's the first personal foul on JJ. And that time, he also wanted to be aggressive. He's going to go back to the bench. 32.7 seconds to go.
That was close. Medyo risky yung ginawa ni Chapman doon. Could have been his fifth. Apat ang naman na Rain or Shine. They trailed the entire first half.
And Chapman almost losing the handle.
He wants it back against a smaller Manaytay.
There's a double. And the spin. That's a travel. That's a travel.
Yeah, he lost his pivot foot.
And he was doubled. That's the reason why he had to change his motion towards the basket. Palagay ko hindi sanay si Chapman na double team. When he's playing in college, he never scored in double figures.
Mamuya has the import in front of him. They've been trying to draw Chapman's fifth foul. Pero walang pito doon. Still, Rain or Shine doing enough in the third to take the lead.
4-point lead for Rain or Shine. I thought not just the transition offense ng Rain or Shine na bumalik, kundi yung kanilang toughness on the defensive end. They raised the bar in terms of physicality.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
In the early goings of this game, halos hindi makashoot sa labas etong Rain or Shine. Ang Magnolia naman, it wasn't the hottest of shooting for them, but they were still able to put up an early lead because they were hitting here and there. Xavier Lucero making his presence felt from deep range. Pero in the third quarter, dito na nakatakbo yung Rain or Shine. They only had 7 fast break points in the first half, but in the third quarter alone, 10. And when they get to run, Rain or Shine is able to play the brand of basketball they like. That's how they stole the lead from Magnolia. The guy who made the biggest difference, Gian Mamuya, their team captain, who scored 11 of his 16 points in that third quarter.
And also Rain or Shine limiting Magnolia to 21 points in that third quarter. Malaking bagay din yun.
And so the fourth quarter begins. Itong si Chapman, gustong bumawi din dahil ang tagal niyang nakaupo noong third quarter, nursing 4 fouls.
And not only that, he did not score in the third period. So after he made that shot, did you see that screen ni Chapman?
That's what you were talking about, yung 28-21. Third quarter ng Rain or Shine. They were limited to 20 in the first, 18 in the second. Yun yung hindi Rain or Shine basketball when they scored 28 in the third. That
At saka,
was...
hindi rin yun yung Magnolia defense.
Oh, yes,
because they allowed Magnolia to score 28 points.
Well, yan nga si Nokum. You mentioned earlier, Dean, he averages 16.3 points per game. Still scoreless dito. Chapman.
Now he's going to work. Now JJ is still sitting down. How much longer will Yang Yao keep him on the bench? And Chapman beginning to dominate on both ends.
Game is tied again after 4 points to open up the fourth. Galing dito kay CC. Now it's Lee. Villegas goes to Chapman, fall-away jumper. That's a miss. And Coach L.A. did not like that shot. He wanted him to look for better options.
Well, he wanted him to roll to the basket and get the pass.
Manaytay, susubukan yung depensa ni Lee. Good tap by Villegas. Roques jumper, wala. Luis, another board. Nokum, still nothing.
All blanks here for Rain or Shine.
Pero yung tiwala din ni Coaching dito kay Nokum, no?
Oo. Hindi pa nga nakaka-score si Nokum in this contest.
Still no sighting of Andre Karakot, who has been stuck on that Rain or Shine bench all game long.
And JJ is now off the bench. He's going to check in momentarily.
Good hands by Villegas.
Moyak is also getting extended rest.
Well deserved, if we may say.
Oo. Here's JJ checking in for Manaytay.
Javi, jumper no good.
Loose ball foul. It's against Rain or Shine.
Ang feeling ng Rain or Shine, si Gomez Del Llano, yung nanula, si Andrada pala yung nanula. But the foul is called on the Elasto Painters.
What a close ball game. We're tied up. 10:21 to go.
Clarito babalik na. Din si Clarito, even though he wasn't the one pouring on the points in the third, yung energy niya and defensive efforts also helped shift the tide.
Oh, without a doubt. Tsaka ang dami nag-contribute. But all about setting the pace for the way this game is being played.
Kaya yan na naman si Clarito as soon as he's off the bench, making big-time plays.
I think it's important for Coach Yang to realize that either Clarito or Bambuyak has to be on the floor at any given time. Oh, that ball off the foot of Villegas.
A disconnect between Nokum and Villegas. I have a feeling this game is going to be this close up until the final buzzer. We may even need more than 48 minutes to settle it.
I think the team that crumbles under the defensive pressure of the other team, that's going to make a difference here.
Totoo, composure ang masusubukan dito. Andrada almost had it.
Oh, that's going to go off Rain or Shine.
Rain or Shine almost had it also.
They're scrambling for those 50-50 balls. Sabi ni Coach Cheng Yao, wala pang tawag doon.
Coach Cheng has been upset about a number of balls and non-balls. And he felt should have gone their way here in the fourth quarter. May timeout muna tayo. We're tied at 66.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
This game has playoff energy written all over it. It's the atmosphere as well. Pag-usapan natin kung ano ba nakataya dito, Dean.
Well, unang-una, Rain and Shine, they're safely in the quarterfinals, 7-1. Looks like they're going to have a lock also on that twice-a-beat advantage in the quarterfinals. At ang Magnolia naman, humahabol sila. They want to make sure that they're in the top 8 and they still have a chance also to make it top 4, depending on what happens in their coming games.
Let's send it over to Eileen.
Jotandine Clint Chapman was visibly frustrated in the latest huddle because of his foul situation. Kaya naman pinaalalahanan siya ni Coach L.A. Tenorio to stay composed, stay positive. Okay lang daw kasi hindi naman nila control ang sitwasyon. What they have control of though is how they play the second or the last quarter rather. Kaya naman ang hingin ni Coach L.A. is to focus on getting stops because they have been missing open shots. And the way they can help with that is if they sprint back as soon as they get the rebound. As for the Elasto Painters, Coach Chiang just wants them to get to know their matchups better because they have been allowing too many open shots. But just an update, Kalen Chongson had to run to the dugout due to nausea brought about by the combined effect of heat and pace of the game. They will have to check on later if he is fit to return to the game. Back to you.
Thanks, Eileen. As you were reporting, kakabalik lang ni Kyongson to their bench. Pero yun nga, napansin natin kanina nung sinub out siya, he was really exhausted.
Yeah.
So we hope he's okay. In the meantime, Magnolia holds a 2-point lead. Lee. Chapman again!
And he will miss, but almost. Now he's attacking the defense, JJ. It's something that maybe they should have done much earlier to put him into some kind of foul trouble. But JJ now having a difficult time containing si Chapman.
And Clint has also done a marvelous job protecting his 4 fouls.
Oo.
Kasi inaatake siya din but he has been disciplined on defense.
The experience of a veteran playing in his 14th country, parang sinasabi ni Clint dito, make my day.
Oh my. Sabi niya, been there, done that. He probably experienced that already in every country he's played in. And nabanggit din ni Eileen kanina na foul trouble has always been something that Chapman has had, troubles with.
Chapman, as we mentioned earlier, he never averaged in double figures in his 4 years at the University of Texas. But he scored 44 points in Japan in 2017. He had 17 assists in Saudi Arabia in 2023. And he had 8 blocks in 2012 playing for the University of Texas. So those figures are not bad for sure.
Absolutely, and he averaged just 28.2 here.
Eto na, yung foul. I think it will be on Chapman.
It is
That's
the big
right.
foul on Chapman.
And he raised his hand immediately because he knew that it was his foul. And against Mamuya, he just checked in.
Mamuha has that knack to attack. That's how he got yung 11 points in the third quarter. It wasn't through outside shooting. It was relentless attacking.
Now, this is going to be a big handicap for Magnolia kasi opening this quarter, it was all Chapman. Makuha ng rebound, makuha ng puntos. Now he has to sit on the bench with 5 personal fouls. It's going to be up to Lucero now to put pressure on JJ.
Lucero has 3 fouls. Baroka. Afaro. Now they swing it to the other side. They want De La Rosa against Noku. The cross-court taken away by Mamuya.
And there he goes again.
Lilipad si Clarito.
And he will be fouled. Yung intensity level ng Rain or Shine. Pag nakakuha sila ng steal or turnover against Magnolia, they're off to the races kaagad. And it's that combination of Mamuya and Clarito doing a lot of damage. And now Nokum is on the floor as well. So that three, I would say 3 guard combination of Rain or Shine has been very, very active in setting the pace here for Rain or Shine. They're down 2. Johnson is back on the floor.
If you missed Eileen's report earlier, si Kaylan had to head back to the dugout of Rain or Shine dahil he was feeling nauseous earlier, but he's now back on the floor. One point lead for Magnolia. Mamuya extending his defense to the backcourt.
Coach L.A. Tenorio actually started with his backcourt combination of Lastimosa and Mark Baroka. So 2 guards on the floor. And look at this, another steal and easy 2 points for Mamuya.
Good setup from Johnson. Papunta kay Mamu. Lamang na ulit ang Rain or Shine. Magnolia started this fourth quarter with an 8-0 run. Pero eto na't sumasagot ang Elasto Painters. Another steal by Mamu. This time to Nokum.
Another easy 2 points. Oh, Mamuya is making a big difference here. Mamu, his defense has been stellar. And Nokum finally getting his first basket of the game.
He missed his first 7 shots, si Adrian Nokum. Pero after this steal from Gian Mamuya, who had 3 straight steals, naibigay niya kay Nokum. Nox breaks his silence and he gives Rain or Shine a 3-point lead. Back inside ang Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Salamat po sa pagtutok ninyo sa PBA on RPTV. Jot Sulit here with Dean Quinito and Henson and Miss Eileen Shi. Tutukan natin ngayon din yung dalawang imports. You'll see that actually medyo pantay naman yung numbers nila. Ang pinakamalaking difference siguro is the time they've been on the floor.
Exactly. Ito, already with 5 personal fouls, but in this quarter, to start, Chapman was on fire. He was aggressive. He wanted to make up for his lack of offense in the third quarter when he was sitting down a lot because of personal fouls. Pero ngayon, he has to sit out more minutes. And if you notice, nung bumalik si Chapman on the bench, biglang umangat ang laro na Shine. JJ is still on the floor. He is the only import on the floor right now. What a move, and hindi pumasok. And just one-on-one action there for Lastimosa. Here we go once more. Rain or Shine on the attack. And that's a 3. Nokum now with 5 straight points. Rain or Shine got the stop, and then they got the basket in transition kaagad.
And that's 2 times na sinet up si Nox ng kanyang kapitan na si Mamuya. Lastimosa. Now it's Lucero. Jerome from deep. Knocks it down.
And that time, he got the pass back from Lucero. Kanina, he was taking it on his own. Yes, that's the beauty of basketball. You need to pass the ball and find the open guy. Wide open shot. And there's a shimmy coming from JJ. He's enjoying himself again.
The dance moves are back. And when they are displayed and showcased by Johnson, alam mo, magandang tinatakbo ng Rain or Shine. They're up by 5.
They're going to Lucero. He's going one-on-one against Kalen.
Xavier to Ian. Barroco with 3 to shoot. Mark, bigay kay Sanggalang. Napigilan and it's taken away by Rain or Shine. The Elasto Painters on the move again. Mamu bumps in. Iwan kay Jonard.
What a communication between Mamuya at saka si Clarito. They got the stop and quickly they go on offense. Bago set up yung depensa ng Magnolia.
How big has Mamuya been on both ends?
There's the extra pass. Wild shot, and they will score.
Oh, the relentlessness of Lucero.
15 points now for Xavier. That kind of high-level intensity is yan ang kailangan ng Magnolia ngayon in the face of this searing attack by Rain or Shine.
Nokum na naman. Another one. 8
He's
points.
not gonna miss. All of his points coming here in the 4th period. He was flat from first to the 3rd periods.
Hindi nawala yung tiwala ng buong koponan niya sa kanya. And Nokum rewarding them with 8 points in the 4th. Almost a steal. It's Barroca taking the 3. No good. Clarito with a rebound.
Oh, what a rebound. And he had good rebounding position on Lucero.
Now they go to Johnson.
And yung combination, Mamuya, Clarito, at saka Sidoko. Wow, they're weaving magic right now. Here's a 4-pointer. Naku, kung pumasok pa yun,
Under 4 minutes to play, Lastimosa.
There's a lot of basketball time left. And for Magnolia, they need to be able to pick their spots. There's the shot. There's the spot.
Good extra pass mula kay Lastimosa. Johnson closed out on him, leaving Sanggalang with smaller defenders underneath.
And that passing of Magnolia, that is what is going to be able to bring them back in the game. Now they're forcing Rain or Shine to play the half court. Here's a 3-pointer. Hindi na pumasok yung tira ni Nokum. But that's Magnolia's style of defense. Force Rain or Shine to play the half court.
Sanggalang.
Dun matindi yung depensa ng Magnolia. Pumasok yun.
What a basket for Sanggalang.
At kasasabi lang natin, all Magnolia has to do is to play composed, play with tougher defense, and take away the breakneck action ng Rain or Shine.
Hindi pa rin nagpapaiwan itong hot shots. They're only down by 4. Pwede pang bawasan ni Sanggalang when we return from this timeout. We have about 3 minutes and change left inside the Nino Aquino Stadium for your Saturday doubleheader. Yung first game natin din kanina, ang ganda. Dahil una lumamang yung terra firma, but a massive comeback from NLEX. That was what clinched their quarterfinals berth at nadamay dun yung Rain or Shine. Right now, 7 is the magic number. Magnolia currently has a record of 4-4.
With 4 games left. Ito yung tira, hindi pumasok yung tira ni Sanggalang.
Mamuya. 4 ang lamang ng Rain or Shine. Mamu has 19 points. Nasapal doon. Ball secured by Magnolia.
Ito, bumabalik kayo yung intensity ng level of defense ng Magnolia. That time, they stopped Rain or Shine from running, forcing them to play the half-court. Ito, Sanggalang trying to work his magic, and there's going to be an infraction. He stepped to the line. That's a turnover against Magnolia.
Dino, we're talking about the different contributors of Rain or Shine. And when we say that, hindi lang puntos yung pinag-uusapan natin. Villegas has seen a lot of floor time because of his defense. Ganun din si Tiongson, even though they haven't really been scoring that much.
Well, system player, both of those guys, and they know what to do to be able to contribute to their team.
But not all is lost for the Hotshots. Sabi mo nga, gumanda na rin yung takbo ng depensa nila. Johnson, that's going to be a foul on him.
Now he tried to get the ball back. He's asking for a challenge, pero wala na challenge yung Rain or Shine.
And that will put the Elasto Painters in penalty.
Well, he had the right thing in mind, Jut, because he wanted to attack yung depensa ni Chapman. Chapman with 5 personal fouls. He wanted to take out Chapman with that move. But it backfired. 4-point lead by Rain or Shine. This game is far from over.
Klarong-klaro kasi din yung impact ng presence ni Chapman.
What a steal! Johnson with the steal. Clarito on the attack, and he would score! Nandun yung depensa ni Lucero, but Clarito and Mamuyak, they have both been magnificent.
Rain or Shine, humihingi pa ng foul doon. Lastimosa, labas kay Lucero. Xavier flips it up. Look at the Rain or Shine bench. Everyone up in arms. Naghahanap pa ng foul dito, but what a stop din. You were talking about it from Johnson.
Ito yung ginawa ni Clarito kanina. Oh, that might have been a hack of Lucero.
Bagsak si Clarito doon.
Or by Lucero, rather. There's a free throw scored by Lucero.
Ito pa, naghahanap pa rin ng explanation si Coach Yeng kung bakit walang pito dun sa huling play. But Lucero is at the line trying to bridge the gap now.
And he misses the second.
We were just talking about the missed free throws. That's Magnolia's 11th miss. Or sorry, 10th miss from the line.
And we were also saying that Magnolia, they're shooting 81% from the line. And what about Villegas with that big offensive rebound, preserving the possession for Rain or Shine?
Almost a steal para sa Magnolia.
Ito na!
Johnson! Puts everyone on a picture frame.
And JJ on the attack. And the fans bringing out their Rain or Shine jerseys. Johnson attacking the rim. Naiwanan to si Chapman. And all the way home. What a takeoff. What a slam by JJ.
Sumabay ka pa. That attack by Jalen Johnson, topping it off with that signature shimmy. Talaga naglabas ng sama ng loob si JJ after his struggles in that loss to Phoenix.
25 points now for JJ. And yes, that Phoenix game, he only scored 12 points. Didn't score at all in the fourth period. But sabi nga natin kanina, this was his redemption game. And now, Rain or Shine is up by 7. They're a minute and 21 away from picking up a victory.
There are words being exchanged
Oh, it's certainly highly emotional. Jaira Ibanez is on the floor talking to the referees for Rain or Shine. Eric Arejola also talking to the referees in behalf of Magnolia.
Johnson made the taunt that was
wait a
this
minute.
is getting ugly now. Coach Yang Yao and team governor Eric Arejola in a scramble. Nagsimula yan with Governor Eric Arejola not appreciating a gesture that Johnson made towards the Magnolia bench before the timeout.
And actually, I saw Johnson going over to team consultant Eric Arejola.
Oh, that's right. My apologies.
And
team consultant.
And JJ was actually telling him, okay. I think he was saying sorry.
Nag-apologize.
Yeah.
After the timeout na to din, no?
Yes. And then all of a sudden, Coach Yang entered the fray, entered the picture, and I think had some words for Mr. Arejola. Such an emotional game. Well, for Magnolia, so much is at stake. They've won 4 of their last 5, hoping to be able to extend their streak. They've won their last 2.
Just to clarify, the team governor of Magnolia is Governor Jason Webb.
That's right, and he's also on the bench.
Pero nag-escalate talaga lahat when we've seen this many times naman. Si coaching, he's a father figure for his players. So hindi niya naman na-appreciate yung pag-confront ni Mr. Arejola kay Johnson. That's where everyone or more people got involved.
Officials are still talking to the opposing parties. 1:21 to go left in this game. Kakaslam dunk lang ni JJ. Wow, tension, emotions.
We've been seeing it, this has playoff atmosphere. Kahit nasilyado na yung quarterfinals berth ng Rain or Shine, they're trying to chase a twice-to-beat advantage, yun yung hindi pa clinched eh. Ang Magnolia naman, naghahabol ng siguradong spot pagdating ng playoffs.
Ito ang nangyari kanina, JJ.
This was okay.
With a shimmy, yeah?
Okay pa yung shimmy, but pumunta siya sa side ng Magnolia bago nung nag-timeout. Look at Mr. Arejola, look at Coach Yang, look at Johnson.
Technical
Johnson
foul
actually
on Magnolia Chicken Timplados Hotshots team consultant, Mr. Eric Arejola. Technical foul on Rain or Shine Elasto Painters head coach Yang Yao, both for verbal altercation.
Well, Mr. Arejola, Coach Yang Yao, technical fouls negating each other. All parties now simmering down.
I'm just happy we're back to playing basketball.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
But this is PBA basketball. We're seeing here full display, emotional, physical, physical.
And there's a lot at stake. Even if marami-rami pang mga lalaruin itong both Magnolia and Rain or Shine.
Ang hinahabol dito ng Magnolia. Could it be an outside shot? No. There's the birthday boy scoring. Mark Baroka.
Liman naman ang Rain or Shine.
That time they didn't force the outside shot. They didn't go for the home run. JJ using the pick set there by Villegas. Now it's import versus import. Is he going to get the 5th or the 6th personal foul on Chapman?
The strip by Lastimosa, leaving 7 seconds on the shot clock.
And they will review it. Although klaro-klaro naman. Because the referees just want to make sure. Still Rain or Shine ball, 50.3 seconds to go. Lead is 5 for the Elasto Pacers. There's going to be a timeout.
Rain or Shine ang hihingi niya. They want to make sure they don't fumble this important possession.
7 seconds on the shot clock.
Coach Yang in a position to strengthen their grip on the top seed. We've been highlighting iba't ibang players para sa Rain or Shine. Ngayon, we'll talk about the impact Clarito has made.
Well, Clarito certainly made a major impact. Ito yung drive to the basket, yung kanyang ferocity in attacking the rim.
Dean, he has 18 points. He has grabbed 7 rebounds. Pero perhaps yung mga pinaka-importante, the 2 steals that he got, meron pa yung 1 block. Him and Mamu really provided that spark that has allowed Rain or Shine to overtake Magnolia after trading the entire first half.
And Jotzi Clarito, over the last 3 games before this, did not score in double figures for Rain or Shine. So he's back in scoring double figures in this contest. Ano mo, depende yan sa kung sinong kalaro nila eh. And Clarito getting his rhythm back in the transition game ng Rain or Shine. And also the tough defense that he has shown. Getting those rebounds, as you mentioned.
Here's Rain or Shine with 3 to shoot. Johnson hits nothing. And that's a foul on Lee.
And they call the foul on Paul Lee. The shot clock was actually 0.
Yun yung sinasabi nga ng Magnolia.
Coach L.A. Tenori is pointing to the clock, saying that wala nang oras when that call was made.
So yun ang titingnan ng ating officials ngayon if the foul came before the shot clock expired.
5-point lead by Rain or Shine. This game is not yet settled.
Whatever the decision here, Dean, could really
impact.
Yeah.
Kung ano mangyayari dito. If they call a 24-second shot clock violation and no foul, Magnolia will get possession.
Let's hear the announcement. Everyone here holding their breaths.
That's the first personal of Paul Lee.
The foul stands.
Under the last 2 minutes.
So that foul was committed within the shot clock ng Rain or Shine, and shot clock has been reset to 14 for Rain or Shine to try to get another shot.
Hindi naman penalty pa Magnolia, but that was their last foul to get.
Yes, now they're in the penalty.
Mamuya. Mamu flips it up. A foul again is whistled.
And he'll go to the line. And Chapman has fouled out in this game. Wala na si Chapman dito.
Chapman will now have to exit. He is in disbelief. Mamuyak has made things happen dahil sa pag-atake niya.
Ito, panurin natin kung anong nangyari. Oh, there was contact with the leg. There was definitely contact with the leg, and that impeded the movement ni Mamuyak going to the basket. And Chapman is now bowing out, I mean literally, as he goes back to the bench. Kung anong experience ni JJ in the previous game when natalo yung Rain or Shine sa Phoenix with the foul trouble, that has been the experience of Chapman in this one.
The 22 points for Mamuya. 17 in the second half.
Kung pipili tayo ng best player, sino pa kaya?
Kasi it's not just the points di ba? Pero siya talaga
yung sunod-sunod na steals na ginawa niya, that really changed the tempo of this contest.
And it's because of those steals na nalaro ng Rain or Shine ko ano yung gusto nilang basketball, which is to run.
Yes, yung transition attack nila, doon bumalik. At saka napansin natin yung depensa ng Rain or Shine. Pinakita ng Rain or Shine, hindi lang sila magaling sa opensa, sa depensa rin, maaasahan. And you know, I'm seeing the bench of Rain or Shine. Si Stanley Pringle, hindi pa nga nakakalaro the entire conference. He's over there in Civis.
Just reminding you that we have a doubleheader over at the Spark Araneta Coliseum tomorrow. Phoenix versus Converge sa ating first game. And then Titan Ultra kontra Barangay Ginebra. In your main game offering, Ginebra will look to clinch a quarterfinal seed, which they can get if they win tomorrow.
And John, kababagit ko lang about Pringle. Ano kaya? Pagdating ng playoffs, will he be suited up? Will he be activated? Malaking bagay din si Pringle because it gives them stability in the backcourt. Although, marami na silang mga gwardiya. Hindi pa nga naglaro si Karakot sa laro this game tonight.
That's right. Lemeti also out.
Yes, also. And balita natin from Eileen is that he'll be, out for at least 2 weeks.
That might be the end of the eliminations already. Lead. From the corner, it's Andrada. Wala.
And that might be it.
Rain or Shine will try to be as smart as they can be.
Yeah. And I say, it might be it. No, it will be it. Ito, nag-foul pa ang Magnolia. This will stretch the lead further for Rain or Shine. What a comeback for Rain or Shine, coming off that loss, a bitter loss to Phoenix, where they scored only 83 points. Ngayon, still way below their average, 121, 89, but enough to get them this victory at Mamuyak. Still continuing to pile up the points.
It's funny lang din, Dean, that if we go back to how they were able to change the course of this game, it's the same thing that you had been mentioning, Coach Yang had been mentioning through Eileen. They started to attack the paint. 23-point attempts in the first half. 12 na lang tinira nila sa labas in the second half.
Exactly. We mentioned in the first half, 46% of their shots came from 3. And that's the reason why they were shooting only 30% from the field. Ito, na-blanca pa si Lucero. And they're not going to score any longer. The game is over. Rain or Shine has come back from that loss to Phoenix. And their record is now at 8 wins and 1 loss. While Magnolia going down to 4 and 5 and snapping ang kanilang 2-game winning streak. Now, Mr. Arajola is going over there and shaking hands with the Rain or Shine staff and players and coach. So, we've known him for a long time. He just feels for the game so much.
And our best player of this game, Dean, napakilala mo na to kanina. Sino pa nga ba?
Wala nang iba. Well, he changed the complexion of this contest. Pwede natin sabihin, he was the game changer. Kanya naman, our unanimous choice, an undisputed choice as the best player of this game. Mamuya did it all on both ends. Two-way player.
He also had 1 block on top of that. And he was a plus 24 in the 33 minutes he was on the floor. Rain or Shine takes this one 91-82, finding success after suffering the first defeat of the conference in their last game against Phoenix. As for Magnolia, they will drop down to 4 and 5. Meron pa naman silang 3 laro. And they will try to bounce back in their next game against Titan. Tapos they'll have TNT and Meralco. That will do it for us. For my partners, the Dean Quirito Henson and Miss Eileen Chi, para rin sa aming incredibly talented production and technical teams. Ako po si John Surit. Nagpapasalamat sa patuloy ninyong pagtutok at panonood ng PBA Commissioner's Cup sa RPTV, powered by Sports 5.
Congratulations to our best player of the game, Gian Mamuyak. Magnolia's defense made you bleed for your points tonight. What exactly did they do to make you uncomfortable, and how did you find your way to work around it?
Well, they had a really good game plan. We were limited to just 91 points with our average is 122. So they really prepared hard for us, and buti na lang, we dug deep. We made shots when we needed them, and we made stops when we needed them. So this is a great win for the team, and it's a great way to bounce back from that loss.
Captain, is there anyone that you'd want to dedicate this victory to?
Well, of course, we want to dedicate this win to our owners who traveled all the way here to Ninoy to watch our games. And of course, to the fans, to the Bayan ng Ross fans, and of course to the PBA fans. Thank you po for showing up here in the stadium. And sa mga nanonood, friends, families na nanonood online, thank you so much po for watching, and hopefully patuloy niyo pong pagsuportahan ng PBA.
Thank you so much, Mamu. Let's now hear it from Coach Yang Yao.
Good evening, Coach Yang, and congratulations. Before the game, you were already preaching how important pace will be today. How big of a difference was the effort that GN Mamuyak put up on both ends of the floor in dictating that?
Gian played a great game. Actually, siya yung nag-anchor ng pace namin. Medyo mabagal kami nung umpisa. And we were also not making our shots. No? Whether they're three-point shots or free throws, we were struggling with those shots. We pushed the pace a little bit in the second half. And medyo nakuha na namin yung ano namin, no? Yung rhythm namin. Just trying hard to tough it out. This is a tough win for us. We had to tough it out to win this game. No? So we like those kinds of wins. Those are tests of character. So magandang panalo to para sa amin. Tsaka nalapit kami dun sa 9 wins na kailangan namin.
Pumasok ang Magnolia dito sa larong to, coming off back-to-back wins. Ang Rain or Shine naman entered having lost their first game or suffering their first loss of the conference. And we played this game here at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Jalen Johnson getting loose before the game. But it was Jerome Lastimosa na nagpasikat agad with a 4-point shot in the first.
And what a surprise. 4-pointer galing kay Lastimosa. And that backcourt of Lastimosa, Baroka, working wonders for Magnolia because they were coming off 2 straight wins. Clarito naman sumagot from 3-point distance. And the birthday boy is also going to be established his presence, and that is a bailout shot galing sa kanya.
Grabe yung tres na ni Baroka. But actually, yung pinakita natin kay Clarito, Dean, that was just one of just 3 3-pointers na pumasok for Rain or Shine in the first half out of 20 attempts.
And here's Asisio now connecting from 3.
Nahuhulog pa nung simula yung tres na Rain or Shine.
Ito naman si Alfaro.
Puro tres.
Puro tres nga napanood natin sa first quarter.
And it was led by Magnolia by 5, 25 to 20. Things changed in the second quarter dahil naging aggressive etong si Lucero at tumigil na mahulog yung mga tira na Rain or Shine.
Got his own miss. And then a follow-up shot. Si Johnson naman. Sabi nga natin, this was his redemption game. Ito, titira, yes, tumira nga. And that's a 3-pointer galing kay JJ.
They're only 3 in the second quarter. Magnolia held the lead as big as 12 in this period.
At si Lastimosa continuing to puncture the hoop. Step back 3-pointer galing sa kanya.
And it was a 3-point lead for Magnolia at the half. Things took a shift in the third quarter, Dean.
Well, in the third quarter, bumanda na ang depensa ng Rain or Shine, but not that sequence at Lucero getting away with that drive to the basket right down the middle. Johnson naman, titira, and that's going to be a 3-pointer. He got the pass back. Yun!
He had a big game, lalo na dahil galing siya sa conference low output of 12 points against Phoenix.
At ito naman, si Mamuyak getting the block and the steal, and then he's going to go all the way home. Watch that move by Mamuyak, and he was doing it all. That's a perfect display of why we call him a two-way player.
Absolutely. Si Mamu talaga nagparamdam ng third quarter.
Oh.
Not just with his points, but the defense and the energy he injected into Rain or Shine, hindi lang nila napigilan yung 4 ni Paul.
At si Mamuyak talking about him. Eto na naman siya. And what a move. Yes! Bumagsak na siya. Pababa na siya. He put up the shot. Pumasok. And he was going to go to the line for a 3-point play opportunity.
After trailing by 12, lumamang ang Rain or Shine by 4. Pero din entering the fourth quarter, scoreless pa si Noku.
Noku is going to get a pass. Ito, yung mga assist ng Rain or Shine, looking for the open man. Yung pasa galing kay JJ. Noku He scored 8 of his points, all of his points in the fourth quarter.
That's right. Well, etong Magnolia hindi rin naman bumitaw because they went to the post to Ian Sanggalang na isahan si Clarito with that drop step.
That's a clear out for Sanggalang. Kita-kita natin. He had all the space and the mismatch going for him.
But it was Rain or Shine's defense that allowed them to seal the win. A stop from Johnson leading to a Clarito layup.
Well, Magnolia didn't know kung sino yung dedepensahan nila. Mamuyak ba o si Clarito o si Noku? Ito, makikita natin a top view. Walang foul yun, by the way, but you saw that there was a hack.
Naghahanap ang Rain or Shine dyan ng foul. This is the cherry on top, Dean.
And here's Johnson. Johnson! Johnson!
My goodness!
Wow. That's a one-handed slam dunk with a shimmy.
And a little more. That sparked a little something. Medyo nagkainitan pa with some of the celebrations that Johnson made. But eventually Johnson was able to complete that highlight. And Rain or Shine collected the win. 25 points mula kay Jalen Johnson. Sinamahan niya ng 14 rebounds. But it was Mamu Mamuyak na natapos with 25 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block, who was hailed best player of this game. Rain or Shine takes it 91-82 over the Magnolia Hotshots. And that will do it for us from the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. For my partners, the Dean Kito Henson and Miss Eileen Chi. Muli po, we thank you for tuning in para rin po sa aming production and technical teams. My name is Jot Sulit. Patuloy ninyong panoorin ang PBA Season 50 Commissioner's Cup dahil patapos na itong ating elimination round. Papunta na tayo sa good part. This has been the PBA on RPTV, powered by Sports 5.